Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nedarim page 80, which discusses a ethical dilemma in which a person is in a particular city and there is a stream of fresh water that is going right by your city. It's not a lot of water, but it is enough for you to be able to drink and the people in your city. Now, you also instead can allow that water just to continue going downstream, and the benefactors will be the people in the next city. But that, of course, will mean that the people in your city, including yourself, will not have what to drink, and that could be a life-threatening situation. So what should a person do in this circumstance? On this, the Talmud says that between your life and their life, we say that you should drink the water first. And even though, again, it seems an element of selfishness, there is this idea that if you have access to the water, then you should be the one that takes advantage of it and the people in the city. Obviously, it doesn't mean you should drink in excess. You should drink so much more. Have maybe a minimal amount, and if there's still left over, of course, the people in the other city should be able to partake as well. But if there's just enough for the people in your city, then you come first before them. The Talmud also asks, what if it comes down to your animals? You have plenty of water to drink. They have plenty of water to drink for people. But there's only a limited water supply for animals. Your city's animals, versus the next cities. So in this, again, the Talmud says, water your animals first, have them to drink, and not the water of for the animals in the next city. What if it has to do with laundering one's clothes, which is how they used to launder? If there's a minimal amount of water and you want your clothes clean, they want their clothes clean. Again, on this, the Talmud tells us that your clothes come first as far as the laundering, and then theirs is afterwards. So this is a very fascinating approach in general that the Talmud holds, and in Jewish philosophy, is that it's important to do for others, but it shouldn't be at the expense of your own life. There are many people that are constantly doing for others, and they don't think about themselves, and it has a major negative effect on them in the long run. It's important that you have to build yourself up. As they say at an airport, when a person is listening to those messages on the plane, and those masks come down, put the mask on first and then for your child. It's not that your child is not important. Most parents would sacrifice their own life for a child. But it's important first to take care of yourself, and then once you're strong and everything is good, then you're more capable of helping others. And perhaps that's one of the first messages here. But the Talmud does not ask in a situation where I have animals to take care of, I have plenty of water, my city has plenty of water for people, but not for our animals, and there's people in another city that the people themselves need water. The Talmud doesn't even approach that type of a question because it is obvious. Obviously, there is an idea of taking care of animals. In fact, the Torah goes out of its way to say that Sar Bali Chayim, according to most authorities, is a biblical prohibition. Now, a person is not allowed to harm an animal. Undue pain to an animal is something which is totally against Judaism. But at the same time, as important as it is to take care of animals and to be kind to animals, we can never put them on the same level as people. And therefore, even if it's our own property, our own animals, we are not to take care of them first. If there are other people in the world that are in need, we have to think about them as well. And again, when we think about animals, it's not just animals, but it's property, it's possessions. So when it comes to our possessions and our comforts, what comes first? Taking care of our possessions or taking care of the lives and the well-being of others? On this, the Talmud is very clear.